Hey everybody, this is Chris, and today I have a video I am very excited about. This is a battery modification for the Hubsan Zino Pro Plus. Now, this is a very easy, at least I think so. It's a very easy modification. It doesn't cost you very much at all. Basically, all you need is one of these. And you can buy a bag of them for a couple bucks. So, other than that, you just need to know how to solder. So any of you that are intimidated by soldering, it's not hard to do. You watch me do it. In this video, you'll watch me burn myself. You'll watch me melt the plastic a little bit with it. But still got through it, got by, and got some good soldering connections. And if you can just get past your fear or your hesitation in soldering, things like this are so easy to do. This is a great modification because you can now use this battery, charge this battery with the iMax, in my case, the iMax V6 V2. The version 2 is the one that does the high voltage LIPOs. That's the LIHV LIPO. And you want to make sure you get the version 2. But there's other hobby chargers that will do balanced charging. But the key thing is you want to be able to monitor each cell. You want a charger like this that you can see every single cell what it's charging at. So you use the Hubsan Zino charger, charge it up, take a meter and check all your cells. They're all going to look like they're perfectly fine. While it's charging, you can't tell. You have absolutely no idea what's going on with these cells. With the iMax, while you're charging, and somewhere around the middle of your charge, you can simply just check by clicking one button, and you can see where every cell is. If they're all fairly close, they can be up and down a little bit. If they're all fairly close, you've got some good healthy cells. If one is way off, and it's always way off, that's the first sign that you have a cell going bad, and we all know the Hubsan batteries are pretty well known for that. So they don't have the lifetime like a lot of other batteries have. So I can't say that so much for this one yet, but I don't imagine their battery science has changed all that much. So I feel very good now that I have a mod where I can monitor the health of each cell, find out if it's going bad or if it is bad before I put it up in the sky, and then find out the hard way when that quad just shuts off because of the safety circuit within the battery and falls from the sky. So we all hear it way too much that it happens. So it's a very simple mod. You'll see it in the video, and I'll give you a little sneak peek. It's such a clean mod. Look at that. It doesn't look like a Franken battery. It's just a nice, simple, clean mod. So watch the video, learn something, and hopefully those of you who are a little intimidated by soldering, hopefully you'll get over that hump. There's hundreds of videos out there to show you how to solder. Everything I use is down in the description of my video. My soldering iron, my flux, my solder, everything I use. Everything's down in the description of my video with all the links, and they serve me very well. You see me soldering in my videos all the time. So in this video you'll see me soldering. I make sure you can see it very good and clear as I can in tight spots. You even get to see me burn my finger and melt a little bit of the plastic on the battery. So I'm not perfect, but I got it done. You can do it too. So hopefully you'll get past that. And those of you who are a little intimidated by it, you will want to do a mod like this. And then in the end, it's such an achievement when you've done it for the first time and you've done it successfully. So that's all I have to say about that. Just wanted to give you a little intro here. Enjoy the video and learn something. So I've been trying this for a long time. I failed at my attempts. That's because I was doing it a little difficult. I was trying to make it look like it was not a modification. I wanted it to look as factory as I could, and I just failed at it. So I had stopped doing it. And then a little while back, a gentleman named John Perkins, he showed me that he's doing it. He used a different charger, but he's balance charging his with his hobby grade charger. And then today, another gentleman in my group, Hans I'm sorry, I'm gonna mispronounce his name. Elmland, I'll say. Hans Elmond or Hans, but he's doing it with the IMAX B6 as well. So that encouraged me to try again, and what I'm going to do is do that little modification and share it with you guys. And if you feel like doing it yourself, you'll have the instructions right here to do so. So let me get it all set up and we'll get right at it. Okay, so we're all set up, and oops, let me heat this soldering iron up. Okay, so you have 4 screws. You have 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we're going to use a bigger screwdriver, but you want to take these 4 screws out, and then you are going to play tug of war, because inside they've gone and glued it with their favorite silicone that they like to use. And you'll see when I take it off, but I've already had this off, so mine's going to be easy. I've already played that game of tug of war, and it's quite a pull, but you'll get it. You're not going to break anything. You're just trying to get that glue off. And then when I put it back together, I might add a little of that back in the corners, because it's down at the bottom where there's no screws down here, so that will keep a good hold on it. So we have to play tug of war, but like I said, I've already done it, so, but you're going to, that was too easy. I want to show you how it's going to be for you. You're going to pull it and separate it at the top, and then what you want to do is you want to take some sort of pry tool, like I have here. You're not going to push it too far in there, but get it separated more, and then you're going to pull real hard and it comes out, and then you see all the glue down there in the bottom. So what we are going to do, I've already got mine drilled and ready. See that slit I put in there? All I've done is, once I've had removed this, I took the 4 center holes, I took my drill, and I drilled out each hole. So 4 holes. And then once I did that, I just went like this, back and forth. Now you want to pick a drill bit that is fairly close to your wire size. You don't want it to be too big. You want to try to keep that snug fit. So we are going to be soldering with the wires already through here, so there's not going to be much room. But what you want to do is make sure that you have your positive here, negative, and then to balance. You don't want to get any of these crossed. Make sure that you have them all in a row. So what we need to do right now is get some solder on the end of these, so it's easier. At least that's how I like to do it. I like to get some solder on the ends of the wires before I solder them to a board. So we're just going to simply dip them in some flux, and then I'll set that right there. When I first started doing this, I had the wrong wire. I had the wrong JST. I had a female. We need a male. So you may have noticed I I was slick and I made the switch on you guys. So let's get some solder on here and then put it on each wire. Probably still enough on there. I don't need to add much more. That's good. See if I have enough on there still. Add a little more. You just want to coat them. So they're all nicely coated here. So now that we have those, we're going to stick our wires through. Now let's put the battery like this. I'll set the battery like this the way I'm going to solder it. And then the cover goes on like that. So we want to make sure our positives here are negatives here. And you can see right here. I'm sorry if I go out of view on the camera. So that's a nice fit. I like that. The only thing is I want to make sure that I can still plug into this. So let's get my cable. And make sure that we can plug into this, that we're not too close. And that's nice. So I'm not going to glue this or anything yet. We're just going to get her all soldered. So here's where it gets tough, because it's going to be hard for you to see what I'm doing. But let's get these wires out of the way. We'll just solder each one at a time, and I promise I will try my best to keep it in view for you. Okay, remember you don't want to mix your wires up. Let's see. Let me get something to hold the wires. This is where it's going to be hard, guys. I'm sorry. You know that when I do this stuff, I like to try to keep it in view for you. So I think you can see that. Let's bring you down a little closer to what we're doing. Okay. Okay, I think you can see that. Now you don't want to be hitting any plastic, and you definitely don't want to hit the battery with your soldering iron. Or my finger. Ouch. This is not easy doing this on camera. The camera is under my face right now, so I can't see real good. I'm going to put a little more flux on my tip here, or some solder on my tip. Yeah, normally if I was doing this, I'd be right over top of it and I could see it real good, but I've got the camera kind of between me and what I'm doing here. So it's not the best situation. Okay, that's one, nice and snug. Let's get this one. And put a little more solder on there. That hurt just a little bit when I touched that with my finger. Burned my finger a little bit. The sacrifices I make for you guys. Okay, let's get this one on there without melting or burning myself. We don't want to hit the battery, don't want to hit anything. Just get in there and get out. Good solder. Okay, next one. I think I can go from this side now. Got that positive in my way. Ugh, so tight. Now you can do this with a much longer wire if you want to have your wire sticking out far. I want to keep this as clean as possible. This one's got a lot of solder on it. I'm not going to add any. Ooh, I touched the plastic. Okay. All right, so I'll show you closer. All the wires are soldered. And then there's a track here. Can't see it, but there's a track on both sides that this board slides into, so you just want to line that track up when you put it back together. And I'm also wanting to kind of see which way my cables are folding. I do want them to fold upwards, so I'm gonna push them up a little bit. Okay, let's get in the track. Feel like I might be in that track. I'm not sure. Nope, I'm not. There. Now we're in the track. Okay. I want to make sure I can push these wires in and they're not too tight. Nice, nice. I like it. Okay, so let's back this camera up a little bit here, guys. Put our screws in and we can test. Pretty simple mod. The biggest thing is you just need to make sure that you can solder. That's all you really need to know how to do is solder. Soldering is not hard. And I know I get a lot of comments that people just are afraid to try to solder. You can see I melted the plastic a little bit here. So nobody's perfect. I can mess up too. That's actually, yeah, I thought that was keeping me from tightening up. I'm going to clean this up real quick. Just take a razor, shave it off. Okay, not too bad. We didn't make it look too terrible. I could have melted that a lot worse. Put our screws in the top. So what we've done is we've gone and bypassed that circuit. The circuit between here and what's on the board is what stops us from using a balance charger. So us going directly to where I went, we are bypassing that. So now the idea is to glue this down in place. It would look really good if you paint it black. So maybe on my next one I'll paint it black and it'll look like it came that way from the factory, but it's nice and centered up. Pretty good. So I'll fasten that, but let's just test it first. So I'm gonna pause real quick. Let's bring the charger back in and we'll give it a shot. Okay, so now we have the balance charger here. We do not need this. We're not gonna use that. You can't use that, because like I said before, this right here is where we connect what we've done is we've bypassed this where it goes into the circuit board and stops us from doing a balanced charge with a hobby grade charger. But I got to be careful because I don't have this glued in place yet. I'm going to glue it from the back and on the outside here, nice and neat, so I can plug into it and not pull it loose, because right now it is loose. So let's hook into it. And just lay it on its side here. Maybe it'll sit like that. And I have it set for 3 amps. It's 11.4 because it is the high voltage LIPO, so that's LIHV. So I have LIHV balance charge, 3 amps, 11.4 volt, 3S. And fingers crossed. Okay, confirm, enter. Warning, this is a lie, just that's normal. And we're charging. So now we can safely charge our Zino Pro Plus batteries on an iMax B6 version 2, or any other hobby grade charger that will do a LIHV battery. That's the key. You want to make sure it's a charger that will charge the LIHV battery. If you charge it as a regular LiPo, then you're gonna get a little bit less of a charge and just shorten your flight by just a couple minutes. But it's best to just get one that is a iMax, in this case iMax B6 AC version 2. And remember, there is lots of clones out there. I have a link down in my video, in the bottom of my video, from Amazon. It's a genuine Sky RC charger. It is not a clone. So the best part about balanced charging is now I can monitor my cells. If I have a cell going bad with the Hubsan charger, you will never know it. With their app, you will never know it. While you're charging, right now it might be off because we just started charging, but about halfway through your charge, you want to press this button here, 424, 416, 401. That tells me each cell. And then my fuel and my cell voltage. So right now it's going to be a little bit off because we're just starting out. So we're going to just leave it alone, and I'm going to pause this and then let it charge a little bit. So right now we are at 1 minute 50, and I'll pause and we'll come back after it's charged for a little bit and we'll check each cell and see if we're balanced a little bit better. Because the job of a balanced charger is, while it's charging, it will discharge one cell and add to the other cell. Try to keep them as balanced as possible while it's balancing. That's why it's key to check it while it's balancing. If you check all your cells after you've charged it with like the Hubsan charger, they're all going to read perfectly fine. This is when you see the issues that might be coming to tell you that you have a bad battery. So you detect it here. The whole key about that, the whole purpose of that is detect it here, so we don't detect it while we're flying in the sky and have it fall out of the air. All right, so we're at 2 minutes 45 seconds. Let's pause it. Okay guys, so we're at about 11 minutes 45 seconds with the charge here, and you can see we're down to just under 1 amp. So we're getting close to the end, and I do have one cell that's struggling to keep up. That's this one right here. It's gotten a little higher. It was considerably low compared to these two. But to be fair, I have not cycled this battery fully enough. So I think it's perfectly fine. I need to cycle this battery more, and that's something you should do too. When you have a new battery, make sure you cycle it properly. But I'll cycle this battery a few more times and just keep an eye on it when I'm charging it to make sure my cells are a little more equal, like these two here. 4.13 is a little bit low. So it's just something I can keep an eye on. So yeah, we're at 91%. 92%. She's almost done charging. So I'm going to go ahead and just stop it. And I'm going to secure this, and we'll finish out the whole video. If you want to stick around and see how I secure it. I want to be careful unplugging this since it's not secure. And if you can get these in black, that would probably look really nice compared to white. If I paint it black, it's just going to wear off, so I'm not going to do that. But I'm going to go ahead and unscrew all this again, and we're going to secure it from the inside, and then we'll secure it from the outside. I think what I'm going to do is just try some crazy glue and see how that works out. And then the big question I know I'm going to get is, what about the Zino 2 or Zino 2 Plus? I will work on those next. And if you're new to my channel, that's a good reason to subscribe there. Hit that bell so when I make that video, if I'm successful at doing that battery mod, you'll get the notification and be able to see it. So now I got to be careful pulling this off, because I don't want to jerk on that wire. It still sticks at the bottom where that silicone is. Oh, I don't like this. You can hear it. It's just like all the sticky stuff from the cells. Okay, hopefully I didn't pull too hard. Yep, I did. See, that's where you got to be really careful. It pulled my solder right off of there. So I'm going to repair this. I'll show you the wire. It pulled that wire right off. Right off the board. So you can see it right there. It came off. The other ones are on still very well. So just add some more solder to it and clean it up. So let me fix that real quick and we'll come right back to right where we're at. So let's pause this one more time. Okay, so wires are all back together, repaired. This is what's so sticky right here. It's extremely sticky. So all of that just sticks to it. So I'm not going to add any more silicone. There is absolutely no reason to add more to it. It holds very well. So we're going to go ahead and secure this cable. So maybe I should just go ahead and add some glue on the outside first, get it in my position where I want it. And this is where it comes sloppy, because I'm going to use crazy glue. You always try to be careful. This is Gorilla Super Glue, and it's got a brush. I prefer the brush, but I want to get some of this excess off so I'm nice and neat, and then have a rag ready. Let me grab a rag, a wet one. I'll use a wet wipe. Keep it handy. Don't you guys love how prepared I am? All these pauses and delays. Okay, so we'll keep this wipe ready. And again, clean off the excess super glue and try to keep it to where it's not all over the place. So I'm just going to spread it as clean as I can. We don't want to take too long. Get the other side. Try to get these sides some. And try not to glue my fingers at the same time. Okay, it's all on there. Just in case it started to dry, I'll put a little more there. And let's go ahead and slide this out and hold it in place. So I'll sit here and hold it for a little while, and then I might have to pause the video again, but none came out, so that's good. Okay, so it's nice and glued and dry on the outside here. So now we're gonna do the same thing on the inside. Just gonna, I don't know how well you can see, but I'm just going right along the top of the wires where they come through the plastic. I'm gonna flip it over carefully and do the same thing on this side. And you can't really see, no matter how I put it, but basically I'm just putting crazy glue across the tops of the wire there. This stupid clip is what really gets in the way. Let me see, can we turn on some brighter light here? The lighting is terrible because of what I had to do to make you be able to see the balance charger. Hey, now you can see better. Okay. And we're just going across the top, along the sides. I don't want to go too far out so it doesn't go through the holes. Looks like we're pretty well coated. So hopefully that's enough. Time will tell. But maybe I'll let that dry and then put some more coats on, one more coat on just to be safe. Okay, so now I have it all glued, and then you'll notice that I have the white silicone on there as well. I've coated my wires with it. It's this right here. It's electronic grade silicone, and it's pretty much the same thing you find that they use on their plugs and stuff. You'll find it like if you look at my video where I repair the Evo 2s, you'll see that it's used on the wires there, but using it to coat the wires, but also on top of the super glue there just to add some more bonding. Hopefully the wires don't pull out. So let's put this baby back together. Got to remember to get into those grooves right there on the side and right there, and press it back together. There we go. Now let's get the screws in it. So as we are buttoning this up, I'll just say a few more things here. I will try to do this for the Zino 2 Plus battery, so we can use that on the charger. I will tell you I've already kind of dabbled in it and not been so successful, so I'm not hopeful, but I will try. It's just about bypassing that circuit. You know, basically that circuit locks us out from doing this balance charging. So again, if you are new to my channel and this type of stuff interests you, this is what I'm all about. I like to do things like this to keep it so we can safely charge our batteries and keep our quads flying and not falling out of the sky. That bottom's a little tight. And depending on how much wire you put in there, you might have to go with a little bit longer screw, which I may end up doing. But we'll see how this goes. They feel like they're biting pretty good. I didn't get that other one all the way in though, I don't think. This one's tightening up real nice. Yeah, see, that one's good. This one I still have a little bit of a gap. That's where I melted the plastic too though. So there we go. It's all because I melted that plastic. So be careful with your soldering iron. Don't melt the plastic. There we go. Nice and tight. And our top ones are tight. Everything's tight. This baby's in there good. Let's see how she holds up to plugging it in. I want to be careful because everything's still a little wet in there. Wiggle it off. And she's good. So I'm going to let that set and dry. I did get a little bit of that white silicone in there, but I like it. It's nice and clean. So hopefully this will hold up. Hopefully it doesn't break loose on me. I'll let it sit overnight real good. And the only thing you'll have to be careful of is banging it when you have it in your case or anything like that. But for me, it's very important that I can use something to monitor my cells as I charge. I want to know that my battery is in good shape. Now, I don't worry about my DJI batteries. I don't really worry about my Autel Evo 2 battery, but we all know the reputation of Hubsan and their batteries. And they keep trying to lock us out of doing these things, and we keep on prevailing and getting past them. So here is one way, and hopefully this works for you guys. So smash that like button, nice big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you're new, and always hit that bell for future content and notification so you can be the first to see wonderful videos like this. All right, thank you very much for watching, guys. Take care, peace and love.